I forgot what they're called. Rowboats. While they are coming in sailboats. Galleys, yeah. Your ships consist of galleys. They're coming with carracks and caravels and shit like that. Which obviously, think of them like battleships to your frigates. And England has the biggest fleet. And if you're careful as England, you'll keep that fleet forever and ever. That's superiority. So they'll fuck your invasion fleet, and then they land wherever the hell they please. You have to chase them around, and if you make the mistake of actually having your army split by the Dardanelles, the Sea of Marmara, the crossing here, every time you try to cross from one part, from Turkey to Greece, Bulgaria, whatever, they'll send the fleet to prevent your crossing. So you're stuck with an army here while they pillage and plunder your places over here. Of course, it's easy if you know what to expect, so you could build a fleet regarding that, but if you spend too much money on fleet, these guys are gonna fuck you up. It's too much of a hassle. I'm gonna try to play this, as relaxing as I can. That's why I'll try to avoid a war in Western Europe as England. So, as England, the reason it's easy is because of the fact that you have a giant, huge, the biggest fleet in the world. Maybe, I don't know, maybe China has a bigger fleet number-wise, but when it comes for top-of-the-line ships, England has the most of them. And nobody can contest you, not even an alliance can bring enough ships to contest your fleet in the Atlantic Ocean. So even if you lose these free provinces, the enemy won't have enough war score to force you to give them up, and you can refuse until they get bored and say, fine, we don't want them, let's make a white peace, or you're giving us nothing, we give you nothing. So you can stall a war and never be defeated, because they can't invade England because you have a fleet patrolling. That said, however, you do need a fleet. If you invest too much in the army, you won't be able to keep your fleet, and it gets boring. We'll see how I use the fleet. Basically, I used it as to launch surprise invasions, basically counterattacks. While the Burgundy was over here invading my territory in Brittany, I would land here and then fall back when they brought their giant armies. So let's go. Yes, as I said, you can play every single nation you think of. You can play Salzburg, Poland. Some are better than others. Obviously, historic-wise and game-wise, some are better than others. Hungary can totally crush Wallachia, which is why I don't play with Wallachia, because it has no chance. It's stuck between Hungary, Poland, and the Ottomans. Serbia and Bosnia are already vassals of the Ottomans. Moldavia is a vassal of Poland. Poland is in a holy union with Lithuania, so it has a lot of manpower there. Though the Golden Horde, which is supposed to be Genghis Khan's horde, as opposed to the Timurid horde, will try and fuck Lithuania's shit. They'll also invade Moldavia. God damn, I can't pronounce Moldavia in English. Weird. Sounds different. Transylvania is under Hungary rule. Hungary is a vassal of Hungary. So the only chance you have to form Romania in the game is to play really well as Wallachia. Make alliances with big powers, Hungary, Poland, Austria, even the Ottomans if you're lucky. And pray the Ottomans don't get a mission to annex you. Or Hungary or Poland. Annex or vassalize you, because if you're a vassalized, you can't do diplomatic shit. You can't start a war. You can't do anything except build shit and wait for your lord and master to drag you down with them. Because well, the Ottomans may be the evil infidels or whatever. Austria has no qualms about crushing your life on the way to Ottomans. If you're a vassal of the Ottomans. So there's also the problem that as well, yeah, you can't really make allies. Everybody hates you. Hungary hates you, Ottomans hate you. So you can make allies with a small power, Byzantium, Montenegro, Ragusa, you know, around you. Achaea, Janina. But again, even combine all of these small powers in the end, I do not have enough power to stand up to an Ottoman invasion, so you're fucked. You have to invest a lot of money, which you do not have, since you're Wallachia, we only start with 2 provinces. And a lot of diplomats, which again, you won't get because you're a small, tiny power. With no military, crappy economic, crappy diplomacy. That's why the difficulty is almost suicidal. You're also unorthodox. So, yeah. You won't really stand a chance unless you play really well. And you get lucky, basically. You have to be lucky to crush an Ottoman army somewhere using the rivers. Or get lucky enough that the Ottomans are busy with the Timurids and the Mamelukes. And don't get a mission to screw you. Anyway, enough with the introduction. It's time for war. As I said, I'm gonna be playing as England, King Harry IV Lancaster. In the game, you play as a nation. You do not play as the king. The king dies, somebody takes his place, or a council takes his place if he doesn't have an heir on hands. So, the nation does what it's supposed to do. Adapting history. Cool. We got our first mission, and it's a good one. We have to vassalize Scotland. Let's see how it goes. Gonna be keeping here the information. You wanna see this. This is where all the events that I'm not actually gonna see or actually even pay attention to will happen. So we started in England and we got the first mission from the council. God's will has been made clear to you. Vassalize Scotland. The Scottish kingdom is a perennial... What? Perennial problem. Their tendency to ally with France and make mischief on the northern frontier is becoming troublesome. We must ensure that the Scottish lords pursue a more pro-English line. So, yeah. We have 9 men. There it is, the Royal Navy. 29 big ships, carracks, and 12 transport ships. You need transport ships. 1 transport ship can carry 1,000 soldiers. Can change sliders. That's a diff. First they choose our advisors. Oh, discipline is good, especially since you were planning on going to war. Money is crap though. Interest, spy efficiency, government tech. Go. I'm going to play some shit. I'm actually hoping most of you know how to play the game or figure it out on the way, because I won't explain everything. Because A, it takes too long, B, I'm not gonna explain properly, and C, I don't know everything. Basically, this is the main... I don't know what the hell this is. The main info screen. Feudal monarchy, your leader, your primary culture, it's important. If you're not the same culture as, say, Scotland, they're gonna rebel a lot more often. Your prestige, 9.80, and your rank among nations, number 5. We're either with Portugal, we have a royal marriage with Portugal, we have the mission here, and we also have Reconquest, Casus Belli, which means we can declare war and recover provinces that have our core. A nation will lose a core province 50 years after the most recent law filing. Having received it, cores are hard to make yet. So yeah, my initial objective: crush Scotland and vassalize it, and then keep it vassalized until I can annex it peacefully. Second objective is either gonna be annex Navarra. Well, not annex Navarra, vassalize Navarra. I want a safe place where I can keep the French busy in case I really need to. You know, basically I can put an army here and the French will have to defend Lambourg after they conquer it, which they will. And it will also give me a staging point to punish Aragon when they get cocky, or Castile. And maybe expand Navarra into a power that can help me in Central Europe. Also try and vassalize Brittany and Holland. Space and unit with high note. Basically, my strategy for Western Europe is gonna be have a lot of vassals while not getting involved myself. Hopefully that will work. Okay, we have our army going there. Right, here is the, I know, the ruler screen and the great man of the court. King Harry, he's a poor administrator, skill 4, poor diplomat, skill 4, the crappier military leader. We have Henry Lancaster, the strong claim, he's the son. The next guy in charge. He has a military skill of 8, that will help us once, you know, good old Henry IV dies. Here is the technology and the economy screen. Tax, production, trade income, gold income, tariffs. Monthly expenses, this is important. You will not be able to make money monthly. There are two ways of incomes. There is monthly income and annual income. At the end of the year, you get, as you can see, currently I'm losing almost 6 gold per month. Ducats. And I will make 120.86 at the end of each year, for a net gain of 49.41 annually. So I need annual profit and a net gain. If you run into difficulties, you're gonna have to borrow from the banks or lose the game. Borrowing is done automatically. We're also a stability 1, which affects our economy, which sucks. So we're gonna invest a lot early on in stability. Once we get that to 3, we're gonna be able to do our shit. This is our Western unit tech. We can change unit size, classes, check out what units we have. Late medieval infantry, fire, shock, morale, offense and not defensive, or halberd infantry. Late medieval infantry is cool. We have chevauche. Chevauche means riders or something, horses, horsemen, whatever. We are not gonna use that since we have a good chance of actually fighting defensive wars as well. We need morale and defensive. So Latin Knights. This is the maintenance army. Usually, if you have a big enough army, you won't be able to have your maintenance all the way up. The lower the maintenance, the less morale your army has. Discipline, morale. So you need it as high as possible in battles unless you're fighting rebels. Even then, if you're not careful, the rebels will kick your ass. Battles are out of your hands. You just decide what kind of army, how many, and where it goes to fight. Everything after that is a dice roll. You'll see how. We also have Robert Knowles, decent military leader. Fire 1, shock 3, siege 1, maneuver 3. Okay. Where was I? Form of government. These are the national's idea. Basically a boost to one thing or another. You'll see that when I get it at the next government level. Currently 3, the next one will be at 4. It should give me a national idea. I think I'll invest in a good economy early on. Of course, the religion screen. We are Catholic. We have religious decisions. We can't do any of them yet because we don't have the requirements. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are specific in doing a thing. Can also become a defender of the faith if I want a war all the way down here against infidels, or here against Orthodox Catholics. Oh, I'm not sure if that works. Form of government, feudal monarchy, as I said. These here are the sliders. With maximum, basically, going to one side or the other is gonna give you a bonus, depending on what the position slide is. Some of sides are better than the others. Say, You know, basically, if you go all the way to this decentralization, you're gonna lose a lot of production effects, efficiency, a lot more national tax modifiers, but you can fight the war for longer. I wanna go for centralization. Fortunately, there's a lot of negative possibilities. You can see down below. If I go 1 point here, I can choose the slide once every couple of years, I think. Move one slider, one of these. There's a chance that the country will be destabilized, lose one stability, a large revolt, or a local pretender. Both of these involve any rebel armies in my territory. No stability, the burghers rise, more nobility in the army. So basically the only reason to actually get aristocracy is for cavalry, cheaper cavalry. Currently we're like this, current position 2, we're crappy, very decentralized, and that's bad for us. But I can't risk a war just yet against rebels. I might try it, fuck it, I'll give it a try after. Yearly diplomats, leader shock, regiment cost. Serfdom basically means peasantry. They're either slaves, more or less, or free subjects, allowed to move and go work for whoever they want. Gives more morale to, it's better to go for free subjects. Narrow-minded, scrap. We're gonna be innovative, because obviously we need gunpowder, so in order to counter the fucking cavalry army of Europe, mainland Europe. Mercantilism, free trade is always better. Trade efficiency, yearly merchants, merchant cost. We're currently like this. Offensive, defensive, try and keep it neutral. There will be times when you need to attack, and there will be times when you need to defend. Land and naval, keep like this. This is the reason why France kicks our ass. Their slider is over here, so they have a lot more moral and manpower and cheaper army build times and shit like that. I think they also have better quality than us. This is gonna be, we're gonna have to do this. Raise this as high as possible. Pretty soon, but not now. We're losing tax income. Fine. Don't raise. Don't revolt. Counter destabilize. Okay. Our decision to strengthen the state at the cost of regional interests has left a bit of a gap in local politics, since there are no local potentates to tell them everything is fine. The people have started to believe they're being badly governed. We'll fix this. It's actually one of the best outcomes, even though it's not. It's the best of a bad outcome. Really don't want a local revolt all over the place or a pretender to the throne. That would be sucky. This is the army. Can recruit generals, recruit admirals, or convert ruler to the general. Since his military skill is crappy, we're not gonna do that. We have Robert Knowles, but he's an asshole and keeps dying every single time I try to play with him. I swear you not, within, I'm guessing 1 year at best, he's gonna die of old age or something. So I'm stuck with an army with no good general. Let's also have the cultural tradition. We can recruit some great men of our own if we have the cultural tradition, naval tradition, or army tradition, or one of each. The higher it is, the greater the chance of a great man. So you can have a crappy great man, which is rank of 4 or 3, or you can get one with 5 stars. We're not gonna waste our time here because we need to gather as much cultural tradition as possible, as well as magisters. We need magisters to build buildings. And this is the missions. We can refuse the mission, but why not? Since we have a subjugation casus. See, no casus bellis gives us -3 to stability. 1 because we have good relationships, and 2 because we don't have a good reason to go with them. And of course France guarantees them. If we go with a subjugation, back. As you can see, when you get -1 for good relations, which we can fix, we are gonna send an insult. doesn't cost them anything except diplomat, and they spawn everywhere. So we're gonna fuck them off. Actually, we're gonna send this here in London. Declare war. Damn it. So never mind, go here. Ulster. We don't have the stability to actually start a war again, except anyone except with the exception of Scotland. Although, yeah, pretty sure these guys are gonna go, herp derp, England, remember, you have our territory. We have Calais, which everyone has a core on. If you have a core on a province, you can declare a war with a good reason, without losing stability. Basically, it's the reconquest reason. He has my territory and it's our core. Of course, it's my core, and Flanders core, and France core, and Burgundy's core, so everyone wants Calais. I'm gonna do my best to actually keep Calais. Which is to say, I'll just ignore all the peace offers they give me once they take it. These things are a bitch to defend, so won't bother. Problem is, if your province is not a core of your territory, you're gonna get only 10% of all the income of it. So you need cores to make them. There are events that give you cores on one province or another. Anyway. What else? This is the screen. Merchant screens. Maximum is a 5 for any of these. These are special guys, I guess. Let's go with that. I have 3 merchants, 1 colonist, diplomats, missionaries, convert other people population. This I'll show you in a minute, what the merchants do. Spies, you have special missions to do on some people. Sometimes they're useful, sometimes they're not. Depending on your fortune and your bonuses, they might become very useful. They can create claims on a province, basically giving you a free core. Well, not free, you actually have to pay money in the spy. And the magistrate. Center of trades are important. They obviously they are center of trades. All the trades come through there. Whoever owns it gets a boost of income, and you can send merchants to make a building there, trade house there for you, which will also increase your profits. Currently we have one in Ile-de-France and Antwerp. Ile-de-France is crappy total trade value. Antwerp, on the other hand, is quite good. We're getting 6 gold, 6.5 ducats for only 1 merchant. Ile-de-France we get only 2. It won't matter in Ile-de-France since usually when they declare war they're gonna go herp derp, you can't allow your merchants in our territory anymore. You lose the merchants anyway, so that's not fun. We are also in a trade league with the Hansa. The Hansa has the Lubeck Trade Center, which is the biggest trade center. This is the trade center book. The most valuable trade center is Lubeck. And we are in a trade league with Hansa, which prevents shit, no, they sent a merchant. Fine, send them all. 2, let's go 2. I have a 6.7 chance of succeeding. Okay. Okay. Since we're in a trade league with them, our merchants won't compete. Basically, if I send a merchant, right? Yay, tutorials, everybody. My merchants are gonna try to compete with one of these guys, right? Basically, there is only so much room you can have in a trade center. So to have more merchants, maximum of 5 merchants at once, for massive profits, you need to kick somebody out, and that comes in the form of compete chance. The higher the compete chance, the easier it would be to actually place your merchants in here when they kick somebody out and keep them there. Just because you managed to put 5 merchants doesn't mean they'll stay there. People will be jealous and they'll go, no, we want to kick your merchants out. But again, having merchants is in high value trade cores is a must. Unfortunately, usually you can't do more than 1 or 2 trade centers keep them locked. Especially Lubeck. Lubeck is very competitive. Everyone is trying to get one there. But if you can keep them there, that's good for you. And it will help you immensely. Since, you know, more money means you can build more buildings at one time, remake your army faster, invest in technology, and so on and so forth. Might be useful, you know, to find some crappier trade center, but where you have a big ass compete chance, like 99. Basically, you can put 5 merchants there, and because of your compete chance, nobody who actually goes there because they don't have the necessary tech to beat you out of it will be able to take them from you. There'll be a steady income, just not as good as, you know, Lubeck. What else? Well, we have disputed successions. This can actually allow you to declare a war, forge a union, if you have a royal marriage with them. Only have with Portugal at the moment. Basically, if their legitimacy is low, you can declare a war saying you have a better right, you have more right than the other guy to be put on the throne. It's a lot of trouble for nothing, and you lose reputation and relationships with everyone you have a royal marriage with them. Because if your leader dies, then the royal marriage gets dissolved and they fuck up and say, no, we're gonna put our own leader in here. So you have to declare war and invade and make sure you keep the line, the union. Of course, if their leader dies before yours dies, you have a good chance of actually getting all their country with no war, which is good if you want all their country. Frankly, getting Portugal's territory at this early in the game will not help me, because they will not be cores. I need 50 years to have them cores, and they won't give me anything else than headaches, basically, and slightly bigger army. I get 10% income out of them, and, you know, Castile is gonna be pissed and wanna invade. Rebels are gonna spring up, we don't like the British, so on and so forth. Okay, we also have, I forgot to show you, national decisions for the British nation. By uniting our political development, domestically extending our influence beyond our borders, we will be able to reinforce our position in the world affairs and transform into one of the foremost European powers, the British Empire. These are usually beneficial decisions or specific decisions, like pass the Liquor Act. And you can see what the bonuses you get and what is required for them. To found the British nations, I need a core in all of this in London, Oxfordshire, Wessex, Lothian, Aberdeen, and that's pretty. I also need to own them, to own those provinces. So I can't own Lothian. That's a problem because, well, Lothian is the capital of Scotland. So I'm gonna have to annex Scotland, vassalize it, annex it, and then wait 50 years for Lothian to join to give me a core, or get an event to get a core. It's, as I said, this is your national focus. Define that. You can move the national focus around. You can't move the capital. Ile-de-France capital, London capital of England, so on and so forth. But yeah, if I form the British nation, basically if I just get the cores I need for it, I can get a lot of cores on all the British islands. Make every single province in here one of my cores. I won't get a core on, actually I will get a core on Orkney. No, and have a reason to kick Norway after that. Although, since I'm going straight for these guys after I pacify Scotland and Irish Island. The Irish. There's 4 minor powers in Ireland and me.